Hi, I'm Yingyee, and you're listening to The Asian CEO, which ignites and encourages Asian women in the entrepreneurial space to be proud of who they are and show up as the best version of themselves. Hi, everyone. Welcome back. Today we have a special guest. Her name is Thien Vuong, and she is one of my cherished friends, and she also runs a hair business. So I am so excited for her to be on this podcast. So, hi, Thien.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Of course. So, give us a little 30-second rundown of what you do.
So I own a studio and solar salon, and I do hair, makeup, lots of weddings. I see my clients on a day-to-day basis, but then on the weekends, it's all about my brides. And it's wedding season right now. It's gonna get busy.
Yeah, like you told me you were just booked up for this year for your weddings already.
Yeah, and it came pretty early too, second year, and I don't really do a lot of advertising, so it's a lot of like rushed feelings in terms of like where is all this coming from, and that imposter syndrome start to like set in a little bit, but we'll talk about that, I'm sure.
Yeah, yeah, for sure because I mean, yeah, you we started our business around the same time and you're already booked out with your weddings and everything. So that's really impressive. But yes, before we get into that, I know listeners and I myself want to know about you when you were, growing up. Did you always have this entrepreneurial spirit about you?
Weirdly, I grew up with entrepreneurs. My mother's an entrepreneur herself. She owns a salon, and everyone in my family really just like more of like the nail salon part of things. But I get to see them and learn a lot from them in terms of like what to do, how to start your business, what to do in between, and really like get your business going, really taken like advantage of like having family there and having people that you can ask questions. It's a lot of questions that you're going to be asking for sure. However, though, growing up, I did not see myself as an entrepreneur. I thought that was just a lot of work, a lot of works, and I want to enjoy life in a sense of like every day. I don't like to plan a lot. Planning has been such a struggle for me, but I try my best. Entrepreneurship really helped me learn a lot, though, that I didn't learn before. But I did not think about becoming my own boss. I always thought that I would be more free and have more freedom in life, and just want to come to work and have someone tell me what to do. So,
That's funny you say you didn't want to be your own boss because you want to be free because it's like, oh, people think that being your own boss you have more freedom.
yeah,
But in in reality, it's a lot of, like you said, planning ahead of time. And it's like if you're booked out for the rest of the year on your weekends, you can't do anything on those weekends, right?
no. Well, having to say no to people when they ask you to go do something on the weekends and having to just really commit. I think it's about the commitment that a lot of people are not ready for when it comes to entrepreneurship, because at this point you're not committing to another person's business and just a job. You're committing to yourself and something that you have worked so hard to create for. So it's more of like you have to commit to it.
Yeah. What in your, you said you didn't want to be an entrepreneur growing up. So what made you change your mind to start your own business?
I think it was really my clients were my main motivation, and having my clients at my old job. I was working at a salon downtown for about 4 years and a half, and I've met a lot of people that I've grown to just love and connect with. And they have ever since then become like my friends. So then I wanted to provide a space that will have them be more comfortable, feeling more comfortable of just talking about, anything with me. I want to provide a safe space for them. And yeah, I would really say we can talk more about it, but I would really say that my clients is my main motivation.
So yeah, exactly like you said with your old job, you were working downtown and everything. Were your clients, did they already know that you were going to start your own business ahead of time?
No, not really. I kind of just worked everything out and I told them after I for sure got my LLC, a space, I want to be able to get them excited and remain excited for me when I tell them about something new. So I want to make sure that the plans are solid first. Well, part of the reason why I want to go out on my own too is we talk about entrepreneurs doesn't really have their own freedom, but in a sense we create our own freedom, right? But the freedom to just choose what services you get to that you want to provide, choose what your environment are and what kind of vibe are you providing for your clients when they set a foot into the studio or salon itself. So it's a lot of freedom to express yourself, and that's what I'm loving.
Yeah, because when you were working at that salon downtown, it's like you're working for someone's environment. If you don't like their setup, you don't have a say in it. If you don't like how their protocols are, you have to follow it though. So really being able to control your environment, I think, clients appreciate that more, especially when they connect with you as one of the hairstylists instead of, wanting to go to someone else when you leave, they'll follow you too. So that's really nice about being your own, boss, right?
Absolutely. I think it shows loyalty and I appreciate all of my clients. I feel like without them I would not be here today, like with all their supports, and that's in terms of like family and friends as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, entrepreneurship is a lot of, like commitment, but also having to realize that you have the power now to create your own freedom in everything that you do, your environment, the people that you want to be in your salon. So, working for someone else, you would have to just take a client, right, that you might not
Right.
vibe with. But being in entrepreneurship, I have no problem with telling people that hey, I might not be right for you, but someone else out there will be able to vibe with you better, and that's what it's all about. Being honest with your clients,
Exactly.
maintaining that relationship with them.
So going back to starting your own business, did you always want to do hair outside of high school and everything?
I definitely did not. I started out with makeup. I did a lot of makeup for prom, homecoming, especially in my senior year. I did a lot of that. And then I did go to 1 year of community college, wanting to base my major in psychology. However, I kind of just made the decision to just go to cosmetology school. I did not like doing hair at all. I remember telling my teacher that oh, I'll just graduate and just continue to do makeup and everything else, but hair is not my favorite. And now it's like you never know what you like if you don't try it. So now I love my haircuts with my clients. I love my hair coloring with my clients. As you can tell, we have a whole like therapy session with our hair appointment sometimes.
It's always so fun with you because, yeah, like you said, hair therapy. So,
Kind of go hand in hand with what I wanted to major in, I guess. I really wanted to be there and talk to my clients. And I love it when they're like, yeah, I feel like it's a therapy session whenever I come see you.
exactly. And then you now like you're taking on more makeup clients, right? So that's exciting too. Do you think that the makeup has started to grow for you in your second year?
I would say yes. So when I was working downtown, I had a lot of Caucasian clients, and All of them were great. However, I wanted to, one of the goals that I set for myself to becoming my own boss was expanding my clientele. Just like every different type of people coming from all over the world. I wanted to work with different type of skin tone, different hair type, and I really think that this second year has really sets in because now people know my name, and I do have quite a few like Asian brides and brides that are from different ethnicity, and I love it. That's exactly what I want it to be. I want my brides and my clients to be able to open up my book and my portfolio and feel comfortable in their own skin and feel comfortable that I will be able to deliver that result that they're looking for.
And I feel like you can't really do that when you're working with someone else. Like, not saying that, oh, you can't take on, more Asian clients or stuff, but it's kind of that, for example, if I was looking for an Asian makeup artist, because I just feel like if you're Asian too, you get my characteristics, my features, unlike someone who's Caucasian. I'm just more comfortable with someone who's Asian, and my Asian hair. But if, for example, I go to a salon, like I'm looking up a salon for that, they're not going to advertise, oh, this person does Asian features or anything. But if you're a solo stylist or makeup stylist, you get to see their work and their actual portfolio. So that's really good, because I know you did tell me that you were really happy that you're growing and getting more Asian clients too. So that really helps out going on your own.
I love it. I love doing makeup on my Asian women's. It's just, the features and figuring out like different looks because obviously with our features, you have to do makeup a very like specific way and to be able to make the eyes look good, the eyebrows, even cheeks. I feel like our features are very plump, our complexion, right? So then knowing how to contour, even put on blush is very important. So I'm learning a lot more. I'm opening to myself as like not as a beginning, but I'm still learning. I'm a student still in my own field, and I just want to keep learning. I feel like the
Mhm.
style, the trends constantly are changing, and if you really want to be emerged and be good at what you do, you have to keep learning.
I want to ask you, like, while you were starting your business, I know you're a really hard worker. Did you ever experience burnout during, what you've been doing?
Burned out are, I feel like, more of a regular thing when it comes to entrepreneurship. I feel like not a lot of people talk about it. They want to make it seems like they have it all together, right? But business owners to business owners is more of like those feelings become so regular that you just need to learn how to navigate it. You need to learn how to recognize it sooner than later. Burns out are always the worst when you let it keep going and don't recognize it when it started. I feel like that's when people feel it the most. But yes, burns out are really, really hard. But just telling yourself, either going to therapy, really, really highly suggest that any business owner themselves seek out for therapy. Not because that you don't have your life together or anything, but it doesn't hurt to have someone professional, someone sitting there listening to you and giving you the advice that you need. But also taking time for yourself. I feel like us as business owner feel guilty for taking time off, and we shouldn't feel like that because we work so hard.
Exactly.
And I yourself that you say you started to take Friday and Saturdays off, and I just feel so happy for you because I feel like that's gonna help a lot.
Yeah, thank you. It feels like, because we are in this business 24/7. It's not like we are off the clock after 5 p.m. and then we don't have to think about it. We have clients, I'm sure you have clients texting you at 2 a.m. or 11 p.m. And that's like because they expect some kind of service for that. So that burnout can come real and can come fast. What were the signs that you experienced with your burnout? Your very first burnout.
With my very first burns out. Oh my god. Does it have to be like in my own business or work?
Or in your own business, like that first sign, because I know you said, sometimes we don't know if it's burnout, so we keep going and going until it hits us. So you just work right through it. So what was like, you're like, oh shoot, I have to take a step back.
That's a very good question. And you are right. I tend to be the type of person that just work through the pain instead of like recognizing it. I feel like my very first burnt out in this business and me having to really step back was when one day, I kid you not, I just came home from work, and usually I'm very like excited to see my cat and excited to, shower off the day and really just like take care of myself, do little things, turn on some shows, do some journaling to really like, relax for the day. But I came home for multiple days and I just remember wanting to just not even change and just lay in bed and just go to sleep for a very long time, and all you want to do is sleep until the next day, and then the next day comes, you're not even excited about your business. To me that might seem insignificant, but to me, like, I love to take care of myself. I love to take a shower, really take the time to like wind down, and when you really don't want to even take care of yourself, that's how you know.
Exactly, because you just want to go to bed right away. And I think, like you said, when you don't feel excited about something that you grew from dust, literally, is a big sign of burnout. So you obviously identified it. So what did you do next to kind of remove that or help solve that a bit?
I think the first thing I did was I went on my calendar and I looked through the next few weeks and really set a boundaries. I think that is the reason why I picked Monday off now, because I do a lot of bridal contracts, lots of emails, lots of computer work. So then I just felt like Monday was the day for me to really like not take clients and really focus on that, wake up in the morning, make myself a cup of coffee, and just be excited to just sit on my computer and not have to worry about clients in the studio. So I think like Monday was my start of everything. Now I still take clients, but it's not as much. To this point, it's like up to me if I want to take clients on Monday or not. But I think taking that Monday off for myself and to do whatever I need to do, like outside of the studio, really, really helps because you feel like you never have enough time, you know?
Yeah, and I feel like um burnout is not talked about enough, because if you don't take time for yourself and if you're not intentional about your time anymore when you're starting a business, your business will die really quick along with that passion that you have. So obviously, you're still here, we're both still here, so we found a time to manage ourselves. And I feel like um there's this in the beauty service industry, there's this like stigma that if you're not fully booked for weeks or months out, then you're a failure. But the thing is, if you're fully booked, you have much more burnout because you don't have time for yourself.
Absolutely. I mean, the type of I always say that the type of leniency and freedom that you expected from your employer when you did work for someone else, you should have the same expectation and leeway for yourself, right? You're allowed to take time off. You're allowed to just like if on a random Wednesday and you don't have client booked for, in 2 weeks, you're allowed to just lock yourself out and just have a day. Sometimes it's nice to just wake up and go grocery shopping, to just take your time to do the normal things that you really don't have time for. And that's I think when it comes into business owner who's doing it themselves as well without a partner there, it's really hard to just give yourself that leeway of like, oh, well, I really don't have anyone else, so I should really try to work as hard as I can and to make a lot of things happen as much as I can. But like, you should give yourself a break, and you should like reward yourself with just a day off with absolutely nothing. Like I said in the beginning, we feel so guilty for wanting to take a day off, but we really shouldn't because we work so hard.
Exactly.
And we never stop working, right? I don't know about you. I never stop working. When I come home, work does not just like not follow me home. I still answer email, I still answer texts from clients. So it's like we are 24/7 with it.
Yeah, and I when I was starting my business, if I had a 1 hour gap, I did feel so guilty. I was like, "Oh my God, I'm a failure. I need to fit someone in." But now I'm just like, "Good. I have that 1 hour gap so I can get coffee or run errands." And I think it really comes down to when you're starting a business, like you said, you brought up imposter syndrome. You feel like you have to always be busy or else you're not successful. So what feelings of imposter syndrome did you have when you started your business, and do you still have imposter syndrome even now?
Oh, I don't think it will ever stop. It's just a feeling that comes with entrepreneurships or with anything that you decided to start on your own, working for yourself. When I first started was really that was I got booked in really really fast. I got busy so fast, especially with wedding season. I did do some advertising. However, last year being our first year, I have freelancers that works for me as well, and we I think finished out the season with 42 weddings, and that is a lot. I remember just in the beginning opening, I said I would just be happy with like 10 weddings, but that's where the imposter syndrome's coming in, where, oh my gosh, like, did these bride really book with me because they saw my pictures, my work? What is it about my work? Like, there are other people that are better than me out there. Why are they booking with me? Is that question why that gets you questioning yourself a lot? Like, how is this happening? Am I really good at what I'm doing? Am I really making my clients happy? Why are they returning? It's a lot of like self doubts, and that's where like the imposter syndrome comes from. And I think as your business grow, right? I feel like sometimes that feelings get worse as well. But it doesn't really mean that you don't believe in yourself. Otherwise, you wouldn't have started your business the way that you did. You have to believe in yourself somehow and believe that you can do it. You can create all of this, like you said, from dust. Um, but I just don't ever think that imposter syndromes is ever gonna go away.
Yeah, exactly. And when you start getting booked out, you start getting busy, you start hiring someone, and then you raise your prices. I think a lot of business owners get that feeling of, am I worthy enough to charge what I charge? Because I know you came to me and you were like so nervous about raising something $5 more. And I was like, just do it. Just do it because but it's just it's that little mind in ourselves, like, who's gonna pay? But there's I as I told you, there's always a client for everyone, no matter the price or anything, and they're coming for you, really. I was talking to a mentor and I was talking about my prices and everything, and she's like, you just need to raise your prices. And I got scared, and she was like, you're new to the industry but you're getting booked up so fast, and the reason is because they like your work, but they stay because of you. And that meant a lot because I'm doing something right. I'm connecting with my clients right as well, and so are you. And I think really surrounding yourself with like-minded people, and people that you want to achieve and inspire to be, will really help with imposter syndrome, because they're just going to shut the your inner critic off and say, hey, enough about this. People are coming because of you, they're staying because of you, nothing more. And so yes, I was luckily I'm able to have friends that are able to um not feed my doubts but stop them, so that really helps as well with that.
Yeah, absolutely. They always say that like set your prices for the clientele that you want in your business. And when it comes to raising price, you already hear my little ordeal about that. I felt so bad and felt like I didn't deserve it. But in a sense of, if one, there's always going to be rejection, right? There's always going to be someone who says no because your prices are too high for them. Not everyone will be able to afford you in their beauty budgets, and having to just understand that like beauty budgets are a thing, understand that. However, there's the other side of, there will be people who won't say no to you, that it won't be a problem for them at all, and as soon as you tell them, they'll just be like, okay, I just love your work, so I would rather just like book with you instead of anyone else. And I think even if I get 3 yeses out of 5 or 6, I would just be happy because I know that someone out there is willing to pay for my prices, and that all it matters.
And it's also like, I think about when someone's an employee and they want a raise. And as employers, we should give ourselves, well, not employers, but as business owners, we should give ourselves a raise too, from, like you said, your education, from what we deserve to be paid. Obviously, that comes in times of when you're good at what you do and the materials that follow. But if you're using stuff that's not good, from like makeup products from Dollar General, it's not gonna fly. Don't be charging like $100 or anything like that. That's not it.
I think that's a great point too, in terms of material, right? Like for makeup, I charge my prices because of the materials that I invest in it. All of my makeups are high end, very well known to others. When my brides look at my makeup kit, they know exactly what products is in it. And then also products that I have tried myself and highly believed in. So it's just a lot of like investment, research, and trials that you do for all of your materials. So you should be value at what you're worth.
And it's not like you want to charge only $50 for your Mac makeup when you spent like 2 grand on it. So it's you have to charge what you invested in.
Listen, I always said if I ever lose my makeup kit, it will be it will be the day where I have to take out a loan or something, because I invested so much into that.
So, yes, going back to burnout and imposter syndrome, obviously it takes a toll on your mental health. So, how you said that you like self-care and everything. How do you try to go about that within your business of mental health and then your business?
When it comes to self care, I have to really learn to recognize self care and the self care that I need in different forms. Self care just does not mean, put on a face mask and, like take care of yourself, like physically. It's also mean mentally as well, in terms of journaling, writing down your thoughts and feelings, spending time with family, the people that you love, the people you know that is going to take your minds off of whatever it is that is weighing you down. Taking time for yourself of napping, So like self-care can come in all sorts of forms, and I feel like as human we have a really hard time of recognizing the self-care that we do need in that moment based on our body needs. And I always say that your body will tell you exactly what you need. You just need to listen to it. And sometimes you're just taking a moment, sitting down, and just being like, okay, What do I need in this moment right now that will make me feel better? Like even a cup of coffee. That's self care, you know, getting up and either having to drive to the store and getting excited for your caramel macchiato with everything that you like on it, or making yourself a cup of coffee at home and really, you know, like indulging in making your own cup of coffee. I know that sounds so insignificant, but I get so excited to, you know, do my topping, the type of milk that I want, and really knowing that I have the time to just sit here and sip my coffee, work on my computer. And self-care does not mean that you have to do it while not working, right? That's not realistic. Like if you are having a stressful day with a lot of work, why not incorporate little self-care in it as well?
I love that because it's like you're taking care of yourself, and we just like you said before, we get so guilty of taking time off, but because it's like we have clients, but actually your clients understand. I know. I text sometimes I tell my clients like, oh, I finally took Fridays off because we're so close to being able to talk about that, and they're always, every one of them is like, I am so happy for you. And it's like, oh, it wasn't a big deal, but we make it a big deal.
Oh yeah. And I think that in this age now, there is more popular for people to go out on their own, and I think clients love that. Like how personal you can get with your stylist, with your person, and not having to be in this big salon space. Some of my clients are, you know, very like intimate people and like quiet space, so they want to get to know you as a person and also get personal with you. So being afraid of telling your clients like, hey, I'm so sorry this comes up, this is what's going to happen, I'm so sorry, and saying sorry a lot to them. And one of my clients taught me, my client Brittany, dear friend of mine, I love her, and she tells me all the time, you need to stop apologizing. It's okay, you need to stop apologizing, but you can't help it, right? Because you feel that guilty conscience set in. But yeah, it's okay to communicate with your clients because they will understand. They see you as a person, human being. Yeah.
And they're actually your biggest supporters. I have majority of my clients are women, so they understand mental health is okay. But I'm sure men clients understand that too. And I assume you have majority of women too. So they will not be mad at you for taking the time that you need off.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I like to call, I would love to call all of my client my friends, and I know that you can't call everyone your friends. However, when I talk to them and I laugh with them and tell them about my weekend, I feel like that's like friendship. You know, you build some
Exactly.
sort of friendship with your clients, and more than likely they will understand that, oh, you're feeling that burnt out, even though not a lot of people will share that with your client, their clients, but they will understand whatever it is that you're going through and give you the time for it. Because this is bad to might think about, but you know, in comparison of what's going on in life versus getting your hair done, you know, life is gonna be a little bit more important. And like versus getting like your lashes done or attending this thing that you really, really need to like attend, they're going to choose whatever it is that's important to them. And you should be able to without feeling that guilty conscience of it.
Because at the end of the day, if you're only a solo business owner, you're juggling a lot on your plate. So make sure to take time for yourself. I remember when I was lashing, so I'm always crouched like a shrimp, you know. So I went to the chiropractor, not the chiropractor, acupuncture, and the doctor was like, "Oh, you are treating your body very badly. Like you need a break." And if you're going to do this for a long time, you need to find a healthier way to balance your body and, from your job. And I was like, oh my God, she's so right. Like, my body can't take this with 8 hours of lashing every day. So, yes, find some things to do outside of your business, especially if you're a service provider.
That's great. I love that you're taking care of yourself physically, because not a lot of people talk about the physical effects that it has on us as a service provider. I mean, I see my mom all the time complaining about her back because she does nails, but it's like that's a given, right? And my chiropractor hates looking at my back and feet because someday that is going to be a very big problem. But it is going to be a very big problem that is hard to solve if you don't do it now. So it's great to recognize it now and really take care of yourself physically, because your body is what going to carry you through. Our job is very much of like a physical thing. So
Yeah, so as we're coming to the end of this episode, do you have any tips for beginner business owners?
yeah, don't be afraid express yourself. Express, if you are feeling burned out, express it with your loved ones, the people around you, your clients. Understand that you are human at the end of the day, and just express it, and don't try to work through things. I know I really can't talk, but I'm learning myself and really want to take my own advice. um I think that's just the number one thing is don't be afraid to express yourself, and don't be afraid to ask questions. There's really no stupid. And utilize, right, utilize the connection that you have in your life, the people that you have around you. You said something earlier too, like if you want to elevate, you have to connect and make friends with people who are elevating as well. And I think I'm settling into that mindset of, if I walk into a room and if I am the most successful and smartest person in the room, maybe I need to find a different room to be in. If I really want to grow in life and elevate like that. And that doesn't mean, cutting off the people that you used to know, just because they're not doing the same thing that you are. However, really, really value your time, because you can't get time back. And that's in term of, again, going back to expressing that feelings. If you're feeling burnt out, stressed out, anything like that, take that time to really take care of yourself, because it's never coming back. Next thing you know, you'll be working 10 years for yourself, but then nothing's really growing because you're not really evaluating and settling thing in motion. Because I feel like as a business owner, if you're not taking care of yourself, you're not taking care of your business the right way.
I love that. I love that. Do you have any, big plans for yourself and your business in the next few months or years?
Right now I am definitely just trying to get through wedding season. It is a lot. The big plans I have is, every single year I'm trying to get better. So this year I am upgrading the makeup kit, the hair kit, getting new materials, new lightings, just things that will make my job easier and my freelancer job easier, and offering my clients better. I'm excited for that. There's a lot of new things.
I love that. Yes. And where can everyone find you?
Everyone can find me in Sola Salon at Lotus Artistry LLC. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Tian. You can connect with the Asian CEO on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, and everything will be linked in the show notes. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye.